Let's see if I actually have it up here. Okay. I said I would offer you a definition. Very quickly. Multi-directed partiality. I tried to learn to say this in Dutch. Yeah, I could not do it. Okay. It's hard enough in English. But the way I think about it is 3 words. Multi means many. Directed is pointed towards, in this case, towards a person in the family. Partiality is showing a favoritism. One is favored more than another. So we think, can a therapist have a favorite? Not all the time. That's not going to work. I mean, if I decide, oh, poor Robert, and chew out the parents for being mean and tell the sister she should be more patient, that's not going to work. But at a given moment, the therapist can have a favorite. How does the therapist choose which favorite? Who needs it the most at that time? That's why it's multi. Okay, 3 aspects. Any questions about definition? I'm zipping along here because I want to make sure we have time for discussion. 3 aspects of this. The term refers to 3 things. 1, a therapeutic stance, by which I mean, where does the therapist stand? Where's the rock, the anchor for the therapist? Archimedes was famous for saying, give me a place to stand and I can move the earth. Everybody has heard that, I think. Therapists, fortunately, we don't have to move the earth, but we're going to try to help families move. We need somewhere to stand. In some therapies, where they stand is, I am the child's advocate. That's where I stand. In some therapies, it's, I'm neutral. I think about the whole family, I won't take anybody's side. Contextual therapy provides a more powerful, a deeper lever, a more solid place to stand, I believe. And that is, which I just said, I can ally myself with the person who needs it, who is having trouble speaking, who is suffering more, and maybe the person who is quietest. One thing we saw yesterday evening in the masterclass is sometimes it's the person who isn't obviously suffering who needs our attention the most. Maybe it's Rebecca who needs our help. And the third thing, if I remember my slide, is, I'm not going to say most important, but deepest perhaps, it's an ethical precept. So multi-directed partiality ties together all 4 dimensions, facts, psychology, transactions, and relational ethics. It comes from relational ethics. And what is the ethical precept? The ethical precept is that the therapist who works contextually takes on herself or himself the voluntary responsibility and obligation to consider the effect of the therapy on anybody it may touch. Everybody in the room and people who may not be in the room. So for example, in this case, suppose Rebecca was too shy to come in. We still want to think about her. In many cases, there's a parent or a grandparent or uncle or somebody who isn't there. Sorry, this is so important, I just want to repeat this. The therapist chooses, it's voluntary, to take on the obligation of considering how what he or she does in the room will affect everybody who it may touch. We could even say, that's contextual therapy, that's the doing of contextual therapy.